Ah, hello.
Yes, what up?
Welcome to what we call Pop Nerdom.
The house that nerd built.
Goddamn right. I be your boy Six.
Your boy Hanz.
Over here giving you all the juice for the
Yes.
for the
Another quarantine time tale.
yeah, man.
Of some nerd events.
A quarantine time adventure that
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
that we're
Yes,
hoping
sir.
goes out well. Pop Nerdom, as you may or may not know, is where Hansi and I sit down and talk all kinds of nerd shit. We would appreciate if you hit like and subscribe.
And you told somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody.
And we would appreciate if you told us anything.
Mm-hmm.
Leave a comment or
Comment.
two. Yeah.
Yes.
I am noticing because Hansi and I have a very intricate way to record this
Yes. Word.
because we're trying to make it as good as possible, but we're doing it as complicated as possible too. Just not always. They don't always work together great. Make it complicated and make it good. So the one question that I have that I should have asked you the moment I sat down is, can you see me okay? Because you see mostly the DeLorean floating, right?
Mm-hmm. I wish it would have had the little guy on there, because then it would have been hilarious.
No. The little guy's over here. He's taking a vacation from the DeLorean.
Oh, yeah? No.
Look at him.
Essential workers, bro. Put them back.
Essential. Let me see if I can stand him there without crashing the car, which is never going to happen. I'm quite sure I'm going to knock this the fuck down, and then I'm going to be angry.
We just had a light went off. Give me 1 second, sir.
Oh, boy. No, I'm not doing this. It's going to turn out bad. Well, Hansi left. So let me tell you a little bit about what we do. We talk nerd stuff. We really love it. And we try to do something fun for us, especially in these quarantine times where everything fucking sucks. And we're all having a tough time. So hopefully,
all right,
this will help you out a little bit as much as helping us. Hansi's trying to put every headphone on.
Even though cook crack should definitely stay away. Stay. I don't know why people say that. Back like cook crack. Like, no. Stay. Don't come back.
Don't come back. So
don't come back, please.
We have plenty to talk about today. Now that we have our lights back, let's give it a go. What do you have, Hansi?
Alrighty, well, you know, we have a lot of time to watch things, right?
Yeah.
Lots of time to watch things.
Yeah.
And
I'm not watching that much, interestingly.
And also, yeah, same here, to be completely honest with you. I've actually been very, functional with my shit. I thought I'd be binging more and stuff like that. But no. But yeah, and also we have a lot of time to read articles and stuff like that. Now, somewhere, right, is there's gonna meet a time where there is nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
we're gonna run out of shit.
Yeah, and that is the argument that we're trying to have today, try to present you guys today, is that who will come out of this victorious? And what I mean victorious, I mean who adjusted the best. You know what I'm saying? Who looks like they're gonna plan better, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And also, who's handling it the best
now
as they're going through,
right?
You know what I mean?
I mean, what we're talking about mostly is aftermath, right? Like in the aftermath, who's gonna come out on the top? Because as it is right now, ain't nobody winning. You know, I mean, there's a lot of TV, like ABC, for example, pushed all of their shows forward so that it's not that much time in between. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have anything that can be shot right now, so it can be shot right now. So whatever they've already shot is coming out. So really, where does that leave us? You know?
You know, and also ESPN is suffering. You know,
They've been
something
suffering
like
before.
a 32%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They were
And
suffering.
they've been suffering
before the shit
Corona.
happened. Right.
You know, Warner Brothers is canceling over 70 productions. You know what I mean? Pilots and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
NBC Universal is canceling about 30, 35. You know what I mean? So it's like, and then also we have this very interesting thing happening where some of the country is actually opening up. Like right. Georgia, it is okay to go to the theater starting this week, the week of I guess the week of the 27th.
So interesting, because what's really happening there, you know?
Exactly. Yup. And it's like, all right, let's go through the mediums, you know, level by level, and let's talk about pros and cons, and then we weigh everything out, and then we talk about it at the end.
Right.
TV, by TV I mean TV programming shows.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What are their pros and what are their cons to you?
So, having had stuff that's already ready to go, that they were probably finishing up, putting the finishing touches, and that you can get a little bit more raw with television. I think the pros that TV has is that when you have something like, let's say, a Celebrity Family Feud, you know, or the whatever, and you use that as the next, as coming out a little earlier, there's a lot of normalcy seen in that, right? So I think they have a big advantage in that the way that they produce all of that stuff is a little quicker, it's a little dirtier, and they've been it's prepping a different way, so it's already mostly done by the time that they were going to put out stuff, you know what I mean? So that's their pros. Their cons is but I'm talking about that. I'm not talking about overproduced TV shows like my Hawaii Five-0 say, you know, like that's a produced show, and I don't know, or HBO that has produced shows that are very high money, high quality, overproduced television. I don't know that those guys can keep the pressure up to get what they think they want. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And those are the guys that are going to suffer the most. And I think that the one thing is that television right now is going to win because they have those precursors pre-done and preset. But what's going to happen when what's going to happen when they can't anymore? Like, it's going to catch up to them anyways. So they're already going to lose. But I think they can come out of the other end because, once again, production can be dirtier and it can be quicker. So I think at the other end, I think they win faster. What do you think?
The pro about TV is middle America, meaning all those people that are not subscribed to Netflix, are not subscribed to Hulu, are not don't know about streaming, Amazon Fire Stick.
I mean,
Roku,
they know about it, but the people don't give
shit.
a shit, right?
Oh yeah. Just not for nothing. I'm learning being home with my in-laws that the amount that older people don't know about the internets is very alarming.
Yeah.
Extremely alarming.
Yeah.
So that to me is their pro. The fact that they can put almost anything and people are going to watch it because it is the norm of watching shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's how they being, I mean, like that generation that came in of like watching television, like, oh, this is TV. And just watch the shit with the commercial,
6 o'clock shows,
right? Mm-hmm, and they did it more. It's like the baby boomers and like the later Gen Xers that we're more used to. Like, I mean, I'm still used to that, but I can't watch without commercials and love it. But if there were commercials on whatever I'm watching, I'd be like, yeah, all right. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Same here. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I'm very much, because even though, you know, I'm a little younger, but I watched a lot of Nick at Night. I watched a lot of reruns. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was timed. I knew, oh, this comes out at 10:30. Oh, this comes out at 11:30. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now the con is how The con is the level of production. And what I mean by that is that they just because they are nationally syndicated and because they have that audience, they can't just drop whatever. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
right.
It's still very much calculated, and they don't have the only room, and excluding reruns, because reruns is a cheat. If I'm saying that's filler stuff, you know what I mean? But they can't put in a shitty show like a Netflix can. You feel what I'm saying?
No.
Just for people to click on. And because you know how Netflix puts those stats up, 75% of users watch 65% of this. First time ever. You know, nah, they can't do that in TV.
You can do that in TV because it's really driven by ad revenue.
Ratings,
Working in the news, what I realized that is interesting is that there's a regression. And I think that's where TV is winning. There's a regression, especially with news, because people like want to know what the fuck is happening. I think there should be a limit to people and how much they're consuming of it. But what I mean is like even you lost your job, let's say, and you lost your job and you're looking for some sort of help and you taking unemployment and whatever, and you then put a TV with an antenna like it used to be back when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? And then that's where networks win. That's where networks really take the win. It's not necessarily about generations. It's about
it's
maybe
the least amount of effort also too.
Right.
It's about the least amount of effort.
Right.
Bro.
Like you just bought a fucking antenna, Radio Shack 10 years ago, and you just dusted it off and put it on your TV and put it on and see what the fuck is out there.
Hit him with the Fonzie.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
And there's also the idea that that stuff that I think I was mentioning this to you a few, like an episode, the last episode or a few episodes ago. The idea of returning to something because of how the economy is going to end up and how the consumption is going to change because of how this is happening or this is changing. I wonder how much of that deciding factor that's going to be. If people are going to be more like, okay, I got a job back, let me get my Netflix because I haven't watched Netflix for a bit, or it's going to be like, you know what, I don't miss Netflix because I've been watching network TV for this last year, and it's okay.
Now moving on to our next form of media, live television. Now give me your pros and cons on live television.
Live television, I think, is suffering the most. You mentioned ESPN.
Yeah, I think they're definitely the biggest loser.
Right, and like when you watch something like, let's say, Colbert right now, the Late Show, Stephen Colbert, and then you watch
even
it.
Fucking do Nova, Trevor Noah, all of them.
Yeah,
bro.
right, like the Daily Show.
They look like us. They're a floating head. They don't got the shape up. We on their level, baby. The same production level, baby. Look at PopNerdom. Looking like rest.
We were ahead of the curve this whole time, bro.
Yeah.
We've
been doing shitty production, baby. Come on.
Since the get-go. Just waiting for the apocalypse to catch up to us, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, come on, baby.
But
that's what happens when you
trailblazers. But what I think is interesting is, for example, and it's interesting you bring that up because, for example, you and I are not waiting. See, the way that all of those shows have been set up and built and made is for it to be like, oh, let me set this joke, I wait for the audience to laugh, and then I move on with my next joke because the reaction fits the next joke. And having to morph that mentality to something a little bit more raw and exactly like what we're doing, where we just talk to one another and that's all we need. Shit, dude, I think that's making the biggest change of things. And I think that live television in general is affected.
Will never be the same after this. Never. It'll never be the same after this.
I'm putting live television in the same level as live sporting events.
Saying yeah. All that live stuff.
Yeah,
bro.
I think they're at the bigger. Now the pros of it is that they're gonna have to be creative. So things are gonna have to change. So that might be a pro. I don't know how it's gonna end up. That might be a pro because it might make it for a more fun experience, but that's assuming that they're gonna change and they're gonna do something about it. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know how it's gonna end up, but it doesn't look good. Right now. But I think they're suffering the most, and I think they're gonna suffer the absolute most. Now, once they find a formula that works better, they might be the bigger winner if they switch.
Yeah, it's high stake. It's honestly high stake, high rewards with live television.
Right.
And that's what I would say. Look, their pro to me is spot annuity. The fact that they can get a one-off conversation with a LeBron James or with a Leon Messi
Whomever.
or with the governor, whoever, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But the con is spot annuity. Sometimes that shit don't hit. Sometimes the conversation with LeBron ain't go as well
Right.
as the conversation with Charles Oakley.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The people that are look that those skills are really based on the idea of what we were talking about, the live audience.
Yes.
You know, like a lot of things you say because there's 102 people watching you at once, and you know there's 1,000,002 people watching you on television, and you want that reaction, you want that that return. I am very curious how that's going to end up when shit is not the same. And like I said, I think they have, you're right, highest risk for highest reward. What are you going to do to change your format that's going to help you make a better television show, a better
I think live
show?
television I think live television is going to have to start making more programming. Meaning, not for
Pre-production.
nothing, there should have been a show about the production of NBA draft, NFL draft, NHL, like all of those drafts there should have been a draft show on them. You know what I mean? Things like that. Things that you like, yo, there's so many moving parts in live television that's a movie and a TV show in itself.
And it's
just
been
behind the scenes,
and
bro.
it's been before, yeah, absolutely. But
You know what I'm saying?
But I think you're right, but I don't know that there's a market ready to consume that right now. So I don't know who. I mean,
No, I mean, I feel like I feel like they should have been introducing these things and testing them out, and I feel like they should have had something where it's not as long as a regular show. It's just short. Maybe it's 2 episodes in 1 episode. Understand? One of them quick things, and to test out the waters. But it's showing. Look at that, bro. They're having horse competitions on ESPN from athletes' home, and guess what? We're also seeing who takes their craft serious or not, because we're watching motherfuckers with millions of dollars, right, playing their sport. Let's use basketball for an example, and they got a rim on top of a garage.
yeah,
Like, really, bro?
yeah.
That's what but you got a Bentley.
But right.
But you don't make money off Bentley. You make money off basketball.
Right, but you don't have.
But
you don't
then
have
there's
a
other
court.
motherfuckers.
You don't have a court in your
older.
house.
But older motherfuckers with a full gym. Mike Colony, full
Dude,
gym.
Michael
in
Jordan.
his-
Michael Jordan had a court in his house, but that's a guy that really needed a court in his house because he knew that once he lost basketball, he'll have nothing. And so it is a difference, and you're right. But really, I'm curious. Well, I suppose, given that, like, I think the idea, the first wave of ideas that have happened since this pandemic happened, everybody has to be staying at home, is seeing how everybody stays at home. And then you see people like fucking Ellen DeGeneres fucking crying, like, oh, I feel like I'm in prison. Go fuck yourself. And I think that that's where we're at with it. That is like, right now, is that really what I want to see? I don't know. Is it really like, do I want more escapism or do I want more realism? I think in sports, you're right. It is where that would work fantastically. But say in something like Dancing with the Stars, like, I don't want to see how they prep that show. I don't watch Dancing with the Stars, so I don't give a fuck.
I mean, they be trying to. They be before Dancing with the Stars, the after talk show.
Right, but let me see, like, something like, well, they mentioned this and it's coming out. Like, The Mandalorian is having a season 1, how it was made kind of documentary thing.
And that's fire.
So I'm very interested in that, but that's not a quarantine show. That's a already prepared show that they were gonna come out with. So it's a different perspective because it's not the same as what we're doing today. That already got done. So
exactly, and you're not making that within the tunnel. You know what I'm saying? You brought that in the tunnel,
right? I'm assuming
Corona.
I'm assuming what happened with that was they made a lot of behind the scenes things so they can make like a thing for the DVD.
Strung it together. Yep.
And then they realized, oh shit, we're gonna have to make a whole. Since we recorded 7,700 hours, we're gonna have a miniseries. There you go. We're gonna use every single piece of fucking video and picture that we have. Go, because it's already been done. So go use that.
All right, on to the next medium. Movies, cinema.
Wow. This
non-streaming.
This is the one. This is the one that is the big question, right? All of the things that have been done and saved have been on hold. There's a lot of stuff coming out on directly that has been changing mediums because they want to They want to see how they look at how Trolls 2 did very well.
$20 to rent, $25 to buy.
Right, and he did very well, right? Like $20. So that medium, I think, is having the toughest time now. How quarantine is affecting that, I don't know, because I don't know what is gonna come out of this. I don't know what's gonna happen with the medium itself, and we talked about this last week too, right? Is it gonna be more like, oh shit, guess what? We have we don't want to see more Star Wars. We don't want to see more Marvel movies. We want to see more in reality shit because that's the life that we're living. Or is it going to be like, oh my God, we really need a Star Wars because we've been living in a fucking house and I need to see the world. I need to see, I'm more curious because movies has been the market that has been the most arrogant. They've been, like, look at how they've been doing shit like Disney itself. Disney has done so much shit that has been like, well, let's acquire Fox, let's acquire this, let's acquire Marvel, let's acquire, those are billions of dollars fucking propositions that don't get paid. Like they don't pay $70 billion in one go. You know what I'm saying? That's a payment plan. That's based on the idea that you're gonna make, right? Yep. It's built on the idea that you're gonna make so much money down the line. Don't worry about it. I'll pay you. That's fucking bananas, dude. That all of this shit is floating in the air without making any of that money that they have to pay back, but also not making any of the money to pay anybody or to keep the equipment. Like this shit, I think the business that's losing the most and is gonna lose the most and it's gonna continue to lose, and that's why they're holding on to so much shit. It's going to be movies. Because I don't care how fast you want to make a movie, it takes time.
I was just about there. Look, real quick, and then I'm going to ask you another question about movies, this subcategory. The pro for movies is the budget. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They're shooting so much stuff and so much extra shit that they may not use and might not use and stuff like that, that they can get people on and excited if they're like, oh, Wonder Woman extended version.
Right.
Blah, 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 extended version. Blah, 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 extended. You know what I mean? Whatever version. They can get people back in.
Right.
But their con is that budget. You gotta get them back.
And timing, Hanz. So timing. Because
money and time. It goes hand in hand. Money and time goes hand in hand.
Yeah,
bro.
man.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like there is a danger when you have something that is, well, look at Marvel. Marvel is the perfect example. Sorry for all the noises.
Disney is the perfect example. Like you said, they just spent $70 billion buying Fox and they can't release shit. Like imagine put it like, imagine you paying so much money for a store and then you can't open it.
And then the idea that,
and then people gotta get paid.
Yeah, and the idea that hold on. Oh shit, what's going on with this? My fucking sugars are fucking with me.
Now the other question I was gonna propose for movies under that, like a little little caveat is half of the country, not half of the country, but states are opening. Some states are not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Loose openings and stuff like that. Movies is
Yeah.
one of the places where the loose openings are happening.
Right.
What happens to these releases? What happened to these releases? Do they release them?
See, I think you can't really honestly, you can't think or assume that half of the movie theaters is enough for you to put the shit out. So you're gonna split it. Like you're gonna be like, all right,
That's
so and you know
wait,
what are the cities?
exact-
What are the cities that make you the money? New York, California, Chicago. Who else?
The death zones, nigga. The death zones, basically.
Yo, and so like you can't like really if you're Warner Brothers and you're like, oh yeah, you opening up
Georgia,
George, yeah, you good.
Nebraska.
Yeah, you good. I mean, I'm on the. I mean, good, have fun, but we ain't doing that.
That was a question that literally was when I read that. I was like, so what are they gonna do with just like releases? Like,
Nah, man, I don't
y'all-
think that's something that's gonna fly specifically because
yeah, I don't think it would be smart. I don't think it
And
would be smart.
I-
like you said, your major markets are still under.
absolutely.
So what are you releasing that
what do
shit
you
for?
do? You opening all those theaters, and that's great. That's great, but
Nigga, that's a bootleg haven. That's what that is. That's a bootlegger's haven, bro.
So,
And
but-
you gotta sit 6 feet.
but
6 feet, nigga. I got all this.
I don't think that's what's gonna happen. I think that what honestly was gonna
No,
what we're
they
gonna
hold it.
get is they're gonna put out movies that are that they haven't made their money yet. Like Trolls 2, here you go.
Trolls
And
2.5.
And also, what do you think the companies feel?
Yo,
Like, do the companies want to be like, I don't want to feel responsible for?
listen, man, I know there are people that gambled on an ambitious project that are right now like, yo, holy shit, I blew all this big money on this budget and it was supposed to work because this was gonna come out and then that was gonna set it up for because that's how it is. It's these feelings, it's these moods, it's this, oh, this is you know what I mean? You're not releasing a Valentine's Day thing in the summer. You're just not. You know what I'm saying?
You're not. So,
You know, so it,
I feel that the movie business is the biggest of all losers in this pandemic, and in the aftermath they're gonna suffer the most too, because theaters are gonna close.
I feel like they will lose in the long run the most. The one who's losing in the short run, even though movies, because they're selling it to you. You feel what I'm saying right now? For the most part,
Yeah.
I feel like it's TV, live TV, because bro, they're floating heads on $1 million networks. You feel what I'm saying? That's okay for you and I, for the YouTubers, for the Vimeos, the Daily Motions. You know what I'm saying? But
for the people that you expect to spend, like, I'm gonna watch fucking Colbert, and this is what I'm gonna get, a floating head, not good.
Me and you've been discussing that floating head thing. That's just been bothering the hell out of me, bro.
Yep.
what I'm
Like, I think I mean, and all of these companies have been saying this is gonna come out and this is gonna come out, gonna make this TV show, gonna make this new series, this movie's gonna come out. Look at the people.
Oh, the coming war soon. Yeah, the coming soon wars.
And it's just that I don't know why they're doing that and what the fuck their perspective is into it, or what they're assuming is gonna happen, because you can tell me that you hired my favorite actor to do my dream movie, like the movie nobody was gonna make, the Sixto Reynoso story, starring Dave Chappelle. And I can tell you right now, I don't give a shit that you tell me that, because that shit ain't never coming out.
Exactly.
When is it coming out?
You can't come and sue me to death. Bro.
Nah,
I don't want to.
Nah, B. So let's see what ends up happening. Let's see who ends up on the top. The coming soon shit, I think, is gonna get old really fucking quickly.
Really fast, and that's what's gonna be movies losing things. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because even they coming soon. They still, once we get cleared, and let's say it's December, right? We get cleared, they still have to spend marketing dollars in November. TV doesn't really have to do that. They just put that shit in. Floop, you know what I'm saying?
Let's keep moving, yeah, right.
That's it. This is the 6 o'clock. This is what we're showing at
So
6.
you think
This
we're
is what
gonna
showing
go?
at 7.
You think what's gonna happen is things like comic books are gonna pick up more market and books because now you can be like, hey, there's a new comic book every week.
More tangible. I mean, but then again, we can't go to the comic book stores.
Yeah, we can do it online.
Yeah, I mean, you know me. I like a PDF. You feel what I'm saying? That shit don't bother me, baby. You know,
Anyways.
but there's people that like the physical, that like that is everything. The touching it, the you know what I'm saying? That's everything to them. You know? All right, now moving on to our next medium is streaming. What do you think are the pros and cons of streaming?
I think streaming is gonna live or die. That has a weird thing happening to it because streaming this is what it has to gain. It's gonna probably be the best version of television, right? Like when TV comes back, streaming is gonna come back the same way. So it's gonna be the better version because they have the most money. However, are they the ones that are gonna lose the most because nothing's gonna match with money? You know what I'm saying? Like, are people more worried about how much money I have and do I really want to do this like this, or is it gonna be more like like I mentioned before, I've been watching television this entire year or whatever it is, 2 years, and fuck Netflix, I don't need it. After Netflix put all that fucking money into shit, you know what I mean?
I think the pro of streaming is the fact that they can release lower quality series and stuff like that, and the fact that I guarantee they have a bunch of shit in the back burner that they weren't gonna, and now they can just let it go. You know what I'm saying? But the con of streaming is that there's so many, and it's like, where do we don't know when we're gonna go back to work. We don't know what's it gonna look like when we can get back to work. We don't even know if we're gonna have a job. You feel what I'm saying? Hulu, Netflix, HBO Max. Who? What do I do? Who do I choose? That's the con.
Streaming was already a little bit overwhelming. So I don't know.
But we were working, so we were okay.
Yeah, but
remember, we had that episode. We were like, take our
right.
money.
So that's what I mean. Like in a place where everything is we'll see what's gonna happen.
Like, I need to see the whole entire schedule, Netflix, with trailers. Maybe I'll invest in this. Or Hulu. Maybe I'll invest in. Like, I'm not subscribing to nothing more. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I have what I have now, and I've budgeted for that. You feel me? But I'm not getting nothing more. I'll tell you that much.
I find that the biggest winner in this, interestingly, is Disney. Because Disney Plus did that thing where it had ESPN and Hulu bundled up. And I think if anything comes back to any kind of normalcy, that would be the one that people would be like, I'm going to get 3 for 1.
Best bang for buck.
Yep.
Best bang for buck, baby.
I mean, it was already that, but now, like, and
now it's like you get 3. Now you understand that you get 3. You feel what I'm saying? Like, oh shit. Oh, it's 3 things, nigga. It's just not 1. Most people are probably just using the Disney. You feel what I'm saying? And then also, streaming has Vault, bro. Streaming has the Vault. That television has a Vault also too, but streaming has
a giant Vault. And look.
No. And then this, bro. I can choose it.
Yeah.
I have to wait until 7 o'clock for the rerun. I can choose that rerun.
You're absolutely right. Like the idea, like this, the idea that you have something like Disney where you can watch
that you like.
Yeah, and I can watch something like
that, it's a guarantee, nigga. That's your shit. You feel what I'm saying? You watched it 17 times.
Yo, I'm telling you, like watching Gargoyles and that, like watching the 90s Disney afternoon right now because, well, fuck it, I ain't got nothing else to watch. So,
bro, if you look at my Disney, it's Clone Wars. I finished Rebels. It's Clone Wars, but then it's Spider-Man, X-Men, Gargoyle. Boy Meets World. Literally stuff that I know I like. I ain't gambling my time with nothing.
Yo, you feel what I'm saying? I have never really seen DuckTales. Not really. Because I came to the country and it was a little bit past my time, whatever the case may be, whatever you want to call it. I have never seen DuckTales because I missed the spot, right? I was too old, whatever it was. I'm probably going to be like, in a month or two, I'm going to be like, fuck, I'm going to watch DuckTales.
Yeah.
Because I have an interest to watch it. Because I haven't. Even the new DuckTales I might watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of the old one. I mean, it doesn't matter. The point is something. And
and trusted, streaming, that's the one thing they have.
And streaming does have a thing brand, that even if you're paying, look, let's say you stay up with Netflix and you don't let it go. Netflix every month is coming out with something new. Not very new, true. And I don't mean new like they created. I mean new like something new for their library.
It's a rerun, something they licensed.
So you are
and
never.
By new, we don't even mean good. We don't even mean good. You feel what I'm saying? It's just new.
So, and I don't mean, again, I don't mean something that they created. I don't mean something that's been done from scratch. I just mean something that they brought in. So you will never catch up to it. You will never catch up to it.
No, yeah. You can't watch. If you can watch Netflix, bro, shit. Like all of it. I'm talking. So that's their pro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That is their pro.
So I think they end up winning from that aspect. They do lose in the new programming but they have more to hold you on by. Because what's gonna happen when ABC's like, fuck, we're out of shit. Well, let's rerun all of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. from the get-go. I don't need that. I had it on Netflix. Or I have it on Disney Plus. Or whatever the fuck. I have it. I've been had it. So what's going to happen, they're going to be like, all right, well, let's play some 1970s Family Feud.
MASH.
Or MASH. Right? Right? Like, so, like, when does that, like, how does that compete to me going to Netflix and being like, let me watch a 2019 series or a 2020 series that I haven't watched from the beginning, but it's there, or a Hulu that you can be like, let me watch all of the anything, like the apps, the streaming are the ones that are going to win because they have much more to hold you over. They have fresher things to hold you over with, things that you've never seen that you'll be like, let me watch this because I've never seen it. And that could be 3 hours of your life. That could be 300 hours of your life in one choice. You know what I mean? So I think they're the big winner. I think they're the ones that are gonna inherit the future, and I think they're the ones that are gonna have an idea of how much, what's gonna be what. You know what I mean?
Data.
They're
gonna have a lot of data.
That's right.
They're gonna have a lot of data. A lot of data.
Once,
what are people watching? Everything.
And it's gonna be, and they're gonna be, not only they're gonna be the winner, they're gonna have the more gladiatorial battles about it.
And they will elevate from this, bro. Everybody's gonna, but their elevation is not gonna come from one of desperate. You know what I mean? Desperate proportion is gonna be one. It's gonna be more of a thought plan. Like they evolved. They didn't. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep. So, what I feel is going to happen is something like CBS All Access that's not doing great, but like they have something that is looking alive. They're going to be like, look, Netflix, you want to buy Star Trek? Just fucking take Star Trek. Just buy it. You produce the next Picard.
We need money. Yeah, we need. Yeah, we need. Yep.
Yo,
I definitely could see it. I could see it.
Absolutely. And I feel that that's gonna be those things, like the streaming are gonna be the ones that are gonna have, like I said, the most gladiatorial battles, because they're gonna be like, well, we are the truth. Now who's the weakest link? And they're gonna be fucking devoured by the big links, and they're gonna be fucking done, put away. Yes,
sir.
And I don't mean that Netflix is going to buy, for example, CBS. But what I mean is,
they can buy a product. They can license it. Right. You know what I'm saying? I can license you guys 7 shows or whatever the fuck.
So I'm going to pay you this much because I'm making the money. So you give me all of your Hawaii Five-0, your new version of it. Fuck you. What you going to do? Not give it to me? Who you going to give it to? Hulu? Disney? All right, go ahead. Give it to your ABC competitor. Go ahead. Let me see how that works out. Oh, you thought about it? You're gonna come back? All right, let's move on with our day. That's exactly.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you're not lying. All right, now moving on. This is the section called Planet Binge.
Planet Binge.
Where we just talk about, a few things that we're binging through. And right now, I am re-binging The Goldbergs.
Okay.
And I am binging for the HBO Atlanta Missing Children's documentary, which is powerful, bro. I already listened to the podcast by Gimlet Media, but yeah.
Nice. I have been binging a lot of Pawn Stars.
Bro, I used to love that. I'm not even I can't shame you because it's not even a guilty pleasure. I just like the show.
I like that show.
I like that show, bro. I like old stuff, antiques and things like that. You know what I'm saying? And the characters are hilarious, bro. I just, oh God, it's funny.
You can see how scripted it seems, but I feel like it's not what it is. Is probably they did a lot of takes of the same thing, and they probably prepped. Like you come in with something, and then they'd be like, "How much will you give me for this?" And they'd be like, "About this much." They'd be like, all right, you want to go negotiate with the guys? I was like, yeah, we'll present it like this, and then they're going to tell you this. They're going to give you a little bit of history because they have a formula. And they probably shoot that 3 or 4 times, so it doesn't look very honest when you're looking at it. But it's true. I think they're really doing, like the guy's going to be like, look, give me $6,000 for this. And the guy's going to be like, look, I'm going to give you 1. But they probably know that they're going to end up in 2 or 3,
I love to see people come up on junk. Like, no lie. Like, I'm like, yeah, maybe you feel like maybe something I got here is worth something.
I just like people that come in with the shit that's like, this is a original Picasso. It's like, no, it's not. And then they get mad.
Yo, he is so, oh, shit, that's funny.
What else we got? Do I have something else on binge?
All right, now we're talking, this is a section called Walk It Back, when we take back something that we, either was late on or we said was corny. I am walking back Bleach anime. Why? Because, listen, I watched the first, maybe 40 episodes, and I couldn't get into it. But I found an anime filler list that gives you all of the canon. And I have been on a ride. I go outside to smoke my little nightly blunt, bro, and I'll be watching 6-7 episodes because it's the canon list. So every episode matters. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's literally like, I can't put it down, bro.
I talk shit about Harley Quinn a little bit. And because I felt like...
I heard it's actually really funny.
Well, that's the thing. I was feeling like, am I going to pay for another subscription? But yeah, I was going to pay for another subscription. And then I was like, let me see if I can switch it with somebody. Like I give if I can give somebody my Disney Plus, they give me something back. You know what I'm saying? Let's do some business over here. Let's porn star this shit. So, I ended up getting it anyways because I wanted to. And the app, and then I've been like, do I want to watch this? And then I didn't want to watch Harley Quinn cursing and being on an all adult like. I didn't. And I didn't want to see Batman be all adult like because I didn't. I wanted Batman to be what he was. The animated series should live in its own universe. But this shit is funny. I ain't gonna lie. I'm loving the shit out of it. It's fantastic. He's doing what he needs to do. He's doing it how he needs to do it. And I can't lie, I'm enjoying the fuck out of it.
Yo, shout out. Shout outs to Harley Quinn.
Shout out Harley Quinn.
Yo, you made me want to watch. I gotta go watch it. I swear to God.
Yo,
I gotta go watch it, bro.
It's the shit.
As this thing is uploading, I'm just gonna sit here and watch the first episode. I got to.
You got it. It's fantastic. What else we have?
Well, right now, we are entering the Nerd Blitz zone.
Blitz.
Alrighty, coming hot to you.
Do it.
Captain Marvel 2 to set up Avengers
Boo,
5.
Captain Marvel 2, boo. Look.
And it's funny because me and you called it, bro. That was a pandering movie because look how they used such a powerful character in such a wrong way. They could have Guardians of the Galaxy already introduced space to us.
Yeah.
You couldn't sell me on that. Well, we're introducing space and galactic. Like, no, bro, we seen
we got two
he
movies.
fought a planet. He fought a planet that was a human, and it was a planet, and it was a cosmo, and it was a galaxy all in one.
Yeah. Look. I'm excited for Avengers, for the next Avengers, what it's gonna look like and what it's gonna be like. I'm also not excited for Avengers, what it's gonna look like, what it's gonna be like, because it's missing a lot of its sauce. It's missing Tony Stark. It's missing Captain America.
Cap.
Is missing, but I love that he has Black Panther. I love that he might have her. But they need to fucking do her right, and they need somebody to come in and write her like she needs to be written to be exciting. Mm-hmm. And it's not that she's weird, and it's not that she's quirky, it's that she's misused.
Yeah, that's all it was. That's all I was saying.
And even though I don't like how weird and quirky she is, but Captain Marvel in the comic books is arrogant, which is very different than being quirky.
Because she's a beast.
Right, bro. Like, she's just like, who you gonna fuck with, me? Yeah, good luck. Let's try that shit. And she will smack the fucking taste out your mouth and then be like, see what I told you? I smacked the shit out of the mouth. That's not the Captain Marvel that we got. We got quirky. Quirky could be okay. I can understand, but they didn't give me enough story. They didn't give me enough.
Bro.
They didn't give me enough. You know what the biggest mistake? I saw somebody else mention this, and I can't remember who. It was from another YouTube channel. I don't remember who did it, but somebody mentioned that the problem with Captain Marvel is that you don't find out her story with her. They tell you what her story is at the beginning, and then go.
They throw you in the middle.
You see her finding it out, but it's not interesting because then she's weird on top of it. So like it doesn't. And then for somebody that has, like, she's not as stoic. Like, it's not like she's like this all of the time. So it's like, because they're always like, you have too much emotion. And it's just like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? It's not too much emotion in her. But it's not like she's like stoic. It's not like she's just like, it's more that she's like, I don't know what to do. So look, I don't have a problem with Brie Larson. I do have a problem with Brie Larson, but I think it's because what they gave her was shit. And I think she did it.
Listen.
And they directed her in a certain way.
You can have the best employee in the world. If you manage them wrong and you use them wrong, it don't matter.
Then it don't matter. It's shit. Shit's going to come out shit. But if they do Captain Marvel 2 and they do it right, then we're excited for Avengers 5. And that's what needs to happen. They need to excite people for Avengers 5 because you're missing a lot of the major ingredients of that. A lot.
Yes, sir.
You don't have Black Widow. You don't have Captain America. You don't have Iron Man. You don't have Hawkeye. You don't have. Do you have Hawkeye? I guess you do.
But yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So let's see.
Be there training.
Let's see. How do you feel about for a bit of a Netflix that I just thought about that I didn't put in the notes? So I'm sorry. How do you feel about all the Spider-Man news? All the Spider-Man, like Spider-Man 3? And
I don't feel nothing. Honestly, nothing gets me excited. Why? I feel like all of these are write-ins. Like they did. I don't know. I will get excited for Spider-Man and Spider-Verse after I see how they flip Venom. Venom is a good guy, a full-blown good guy right now.
Yeah.
A full-blown good guy.
Right.
And he's always kind of danced that line, but not really.
Yeah. Like at the beginning, he was a good guy
and self-preservation good guy. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's like more anti-hero than anything. You know what I mean? Like, and even further on the less anti. You know what I mean? Like more anti than hero. Yeah. So yeah. I don't know that he's gonna be fighting Carnage in the new one, and somehow, some way, he's gonna be battling at the end of the movie. He's gonna, oh shit, Spider-Man, and I don't know. I don't know how he goes from fighting evil and then fighting the good guy, and it makes sense. Like I don't see it.
Right.
Venom is a full blown good guy.
I mean,
right
I
now.
didn't see the last Venom movie, so I can talk to what the character is like in the movies. But
I mean, I knew because Eddie Brock had a super New York accent. In LA, he was gonna end up in New York, and they were gonna team up. I've been saying it, and literally just off the accent. And because he's a reporter, he can bounce anywhere. He can be in any metropolitan fucking. You know what I'm saying?
You're a New York desk, whatever the case may be.
Exactly. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I'm not excited about anything until I see what they do with Venom. To be complete, and I'm not saying it's gonna be bad. I'm just saying
You don't know,
myself. I don't know. I don't see it.
Right.
Next thing, HBO Max coming May 27th, 2020. But they have no. I don't think it's launching with anything original. That's the shit we were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing, but what are you giving us? Back catalog? Where are these exclusives? They have a few exclusive, like Friends. You feel what I'm saying? But is Friends enough for me to
I don't
pay
watch
$15?
Friends. I've never watched Friends. I don't like it. I don't care for it. I don't
That's
give a shit. I couldn't care less. They could have friends naked fucking each other. I still wouldn't watch. Well, I would watch, but I would watch it once for about
Just
15 minutes.
Now, new female-centric Disney Star Plus series.
The Disney Plus female-centric Star Wars series that's coming out is number one, not in the current timeline that we've been seeing forever, which is the Skywalker timeline. So that's interesting.
Is it High Republic or no?
Who knows? It's just not in this timeline. So
That's what's up.
I don't know what that means, but I'm excited for it. I think
As long as it's not the little Asian girl from Rogue.
Oh, Rose. Oh, why were you hating?
Whatever.
But it couldn't be her because that's within the recent timeline. So he's either gonna be super
cool. Thank
future
God.
or super past. Oh, don't hate, bro. Come on.
They should do the past just because
I want to see a past.
they can never get the future.
Past. I want to see a past.
Yeah, they can never get the
past.
future right, bro.
Past. I'm talking about like 200 years before, 400 years before Star. Like I want to see that.
I want to see the original Jedi Temple.
Yeah, I mean I feel like that's too far and too expensive and too much. But I want to see the Jedi struggling to be respected, struggling to keep up with their shit, struggling to even keep up with their own beliefs.
And I want to see the time where they were actually fighting, because there was a time before Clone Wars where I think again he says it that there was a time where the Jedis were involved in a lot of fighting and a lot of wars, and that's why we're peacekeepers now. I want to see those.
Yeah,
Jedis,
let's see that. Let's see them fucking chopping heads off, motherfucker, and
kicking
fucking
the door,
each other.
whipping the
I want to see
4-4.
Jedi titties. What's wrong with that?
The Force.
And it doesn't have to be the main character because obviously that's demeaning to the main character. But some Jedi titties somewhere else, man. Even men titties. I don't care. There's some titties.
Just some titties, baby. We want titties.
Um,
Mandalorian season 3 in pre-production. How do you feel about that? I was excited. I was like, whoa. And then I saw those magic words, because words mean people things. You know what I'm saying? They mean things.
That means
pre-production. That means the niggas is just sitting about and saying, hey, this. Oh.
So they're gonna. What they have is they already have season 2, right? It's already in post production. So they're gonna sit down and they're gonna be like, all right, how did this turn out? Let's start writing scripts and let's change some things and let's see how that turns out.
Episodes. Yup.
So that doesn't mean shit because all that means is when they're ready to, there's a bullet in the chamber when they're ready to pull the trigger. That's all that means. You know.
Alrighty. No, that was the Nerd Blitz. All right, everybody. Now we're slipping into the spoiler zone. Spoiler zone.
This fucking Clone Wars, bro, is the best Star Wars I've seen since the last time Clone Wars was on.
Bro, I was telling you, remember when we were talking about it coming back, I'm like, yo, Clone Wars if you watch it, especially if you watch it after watching all the movies, so you have the knowledge to fill in the blanks and stuff like that, it is the most complete. It's great.
I mean,
bro.
but you have a lot of time. You have a lot of time to tell the story, so that it makes a difference.
Yes, it's broken down, and even the filler episodes are dope, because the one thing that I feel like Star Wars hasn't taken advantage of that they do in series is the universe. The universe itself is a character.
Yeah.
Go, take me to over here, Genosis.
Yeah.
Take me to over here. You know what
I mean,
I'm
but
saying?
that costs a
Give
lot
me
of
those-
money. That's the problem. That costs a lot of money, but you can get away with it in animation because it doesn't cost as much. Just paint it and keep moving. But this last episode very specifically, bro, I know that these 3 episodes are like a movie, like the last 3. They're like the big finale movie, and that's why they're having the intro as it is and all of that. But holy shit, it's a cinematic and grand and fucking all the gravitas and everything that's happening is fucking emotional. It is.
Because this Clone Wars, the final chapter is leading, is parallel with Order 66, Revenge of the Sith, the Seeds of Man. It's like in the universe, so there's a lot of shit.
Right,
happening.
and that's interesting to watch because we have the first episode of this last 3 episodes was right before episode 3 starts. The second episode is right after they had the confrontation with Dooku, and they sent Anakin to spy on Palpatine. So the next episode is gonna be when Darth Vader is born, and let's see how that is gonna turn out. Now I had heard somewhere that there's a season 8 for Star Wars coming out, and I don't know if I mentioned that last episode, but there's not. I seen no proof of that. So
they need to do a season 8, right? And just call it the Vader series. Not for nothing. I need give me the first 30 days of Anakin battling to beat Vader, because I know he slips into Anakin sometimes.
But I think that's I don't know. I don't know that you need that. But this last couple of episodes, bro, this last season, it was like a little weird because he had a couple of good episodes and a couple of like weird episodes in between.
Yeah, there's some filler episodes in there, some feel good. They bring some people back, you know what I'm saying? Close some loops.
Right, but this last couple of episodes have been fucking, like I said, some of the best Star Wars. To be fair, some of the best Star Wars I've seen since Mandalorian, but it's better. And I'm being honest with you. I like it. I don't know if it's better, but I like it.
There's a lot
better.
more though.
Yeah,
there's a lot.
But there's
more,
a lot more history with it.
I mean?
The Mandalorian is only 1 season. This is like season 7, so like you've had a long time with these characters, and it's good to see this ending. I hope that they have a new series. I wouldn't want to see another Ahsoka series following this because there's a live action Ahsoka coming out. But I would like to see a somewhere like if you had your chances to make a Star Wars. And you know what? Let's just jump to final thoughts because I think let's just end this for me. You can give your point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end the spoiler zone with fucking mixing the last episodes of Clone Wars with Attack of the Clones, with Revenge of the Sith, has been some of the best Star Wars I have ever seen. It fills a lot of the blanks. It gives it more weight and it makes it more important than what it was.
Yes, sir. I've been saying it, Clone Wars, y'all.
Forever, bro. Forever.
Yup.
I have friends that don't watch it that are Star Wars fans, and I want to punch them in the throat all the time.
They don't know. They downplaying it because it's a cartoon, and you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't judge a book by its cover, yo. Don't downplay it. Don't downplay it for 1 second.
It's fantastic.
So final thoughts, right?
Right. The 427 Star Wars shows that are coming out, but I'm gonna add this to the final thoughts because there is a lot of Star Wars coming out, obviously, but and that is coming out, like it's stuff that is gonna come. But I'm curious, if you were to do a cartoon, before we go to my final thoughts, what era would you choose? Would you do like right after Return of the Jedi, what happened to all the heroes with Han and Leia and Luke? You wouldn't do that? Why not?
No, me, I am doing stories. I am doing myths. I'm showing you important battles that made the Sith. I'm showing you important battles that made the
cartoon?
Jedis the Jedi.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Because like that, I don't got to spend the money on the CGI. I can go as cool as I want with the backgrounds. I can take you here. I can take you there. I'll do it like literally like. I'll have it literally like the Force, whoever is the fucking first Jedi or wherever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Opening up a book, you know, literally like, yo, and we're gonna get into blah, 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 blah. And they exchange every episode, one Sith story, one Jedi story. Yeah, so if I get to choose a Star Wars production of my choosing, I'm definitely going the cartoon route because I want to save the monies and I'm not doing nothing. I want history. Give me lores, give me history. Let me know why the Jedi are the Jedi. What the fuck is the Force?
Yeah.
What the fuck is and not exactly explain the Force, but just, you know what I mean? I want to hear lores. I want to hear different stories. I don't want, you know why? Because when they're attached to the characters that we know, we're like, oh, that's not right. Han didn't do that until he was 17 and he's 15. So, you know, like, no, like the Han Solo story was horrible. That is a character who should not be open.
Nah,
Keep
you should leave that motherfucker alone.
The mystery is his best thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. How about you, sir?
I think I would do. I would like to see. See, the problem that I'm having is that I'm missing the Star Wars that I loved. So I would actually watch a cartoon that was after Return of the Jedi. I wouldn't mind that. And I wouldn't actually mind something that's super way before either. That you can do like the Clone Wars. You can do like fucking 14 seasons of something that's 100, like what you're saying. But I think I would love to see the heroes that I learned to love and watch them in adventures that's written kind of more like Star Wars than all this new shit that I'm not very happy with.
Also, too, I would like to see how Kylo became Kylo. That would be fire. How Ben became Kylo.
Yeah, that's true. There's a comic book about that, but I would like,
yeah, I know. They released it.
Yeah, but I would like to see it as a maybe it's a cartoon. I haven't watched a fucking 5-6 episode miniseries on that. But speaking of, I would watch that. Speaking of miniseries that are coming out, and fuck, I keep losing this, and all of the things that are coming right now, which as a final thought, which of this are you most excited about? We're talking Star Wars. Most excited. We have a cash-in series, which is right before Rogue One, or through before Rogue One, not right before, but through before. Also Mandalorian, obviously, Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, and that female-centric Star Wars Out of Time that we're talking about before. Which of those are you the most excited about?
I'm most excited about the Obi-Wan, but I'm most worried about Ahsoka.
You think they can fuck up Ahsoka really bad?
Yeah, because she's kind of like, mystery is kind of her thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but there's a lot of Ahsoka. Like, I'm not, like, I think there's more mystery.
And that's,
I think there's more mystery on, like, say, Boba Fett. Oh shit! That's a cartoon I would like to watch, a Boba Fett cartoon, but that's what Mandalorian is, basically.
For real.
I think that I would love to see. I think that I would love to see more of I think Obi-Wan is the one that I want to see probably the most. Yeah. But I think I'm more excited about the female-centric, not in this timeline, because it's something actually new.
Very true. Very true.
And so that might make me more excited.
And you can't connect it to nothing else, and you can't compare it besides, story and action, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Directing and action, stuff like that. But, like, you can't compare it to anything else. You can't be like, oh, that's false because in episode 4, like, no.
No. You full of shit. That's not what happened.
Nope.
I feel that version of it might be the version that version of something that we haven't seen might be the version that they have the more liberties to do, like you're saying. but he also has the most unknown that he ends up somewhere. But if you do it 600 years ago, it doesn't matter what you do. You know what I'm saying? They could have people riding bicycles. How can you argue that bicycles, So,
exactly. You can have the Jedi shooting Kamehamehas, and they'd be like, well, they just lost that power.
Right. Or they modified it into this, and now it's the new way to do that. Yeah, man. Well, this has been a very long show.
Yeah, man. Hopefully you guys stick through. We love y'all. Thank y'all.
Yeah, man. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for hitting like, subscribing, and thank you so much for letting us. Yeah, and thank you so much for letting us talk to you for a little bit, because this was fun. This was a lot of stuff that we've had on our minds, and
comment, man. Let us know.
Yeah, man. Let us know. If this too motherfucking long, motherfucker, cut your hair, you fucking hippies. We'll take it. Yeah. I'm not cutting my hair though.
Don't just talk about mine.
Peace.
Peace out.
That's the end of the video, and bye. Don't forget to subscribe. That's it.